Well, Daniel Craig is back as Detective Benoit Blanc in the third entry in the Knives Out murder mystery movie series. And this one is called Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out murder mystery. And Ryan Johnson again returns to write and direct, and he does a pretty good job with that. No, did he write and direct? Let me see. Yeah, I think he did write it. He wrote and directed it. And this is a very good sequel, and if they make any more, this is the best one in the series so far. And if they ever make any more movies, or they choose to make this the finale, I will be very well pleased because I don't think they could do any better than this one. This has a lot of the elements of the same one: murder, mystery, intrigue, humor, dark comedy. Yeah, it surprises me that these movies aren't considered like dark comedy mysteries because they have a lot of dark humor in them, but I guess not enough for them to be considered comedies. But whatever, I think they are dark comedy mysteries. Surprisingly, Benoit Blanc does not appear until 20 minutes into the movie. Before then, it focuses mainly on these people in an upstate church in New York during Good Friday. The head pastor of the church, Father Jefferson, also Jefferson Wicks, he is murdered and found dead in the church, and this female cop played by Mila Kunis, she decides to hire LeBlanc to find out who did it. I'm just poor at pronouncing foreign names. And Daniel Craig shows up to the church and he helps solve the mystery. And even though his character is an atheist and like critical of religion, and the first thing he does when he shows up is make a speech criticizing religion, but he is. There are times in the movie where he is respectful to them and their beliefs, which I'm pretty cool with. And the priest who was murdered, Jefferson Wicks, he was more of a fire and brimstone preacher who considered anyone who disagreed with his interpretation of Scripture to be a heretic. And the new priest, who's a former boxer, he he's more of a genteel priest, wanting to show kindness, and he thinks that kindness and evangelism are more important than like this fiery brimstone messaging that Jefferson is Wicks is preaching. He wants to the the younger priest wants to be more Christ-like to people who come to him for help, which is something every Christian should do, in my opinion. And even though movie has a lot of humorous moments in it, the flashbacks that reveal the past of this young priest who's played by Josh O'Connor are very dark. And there's one scene where they think this woman is demon possessed because she's ransacking her church, and that seems pretty intense. There's a lot of other scenes that are very suspenseful, like you wondering, maybe this person did it. No, 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 maybe he did it. Maybe she did it. Maybe they all did it. We'll find out soon enough. O'Connor's performance was very excellent, and so was Josh Brolin. They both do a good job portraying Catholic priests with opposing views, and the rest of the supporting cast, including Glenn Close, Mila Kunis, and lots of others, they all do a good job in this movie as well. The cinematography, the lighting, the direction, the set design is all very excellent. Did they really film this in a real church? I don't know. I don't think a real church would let a movie like this be filmed there because of the language in it. The screenplay is excellent, and I'm surprised this movie has gotten a bunch of Golden Globes for Best Picture and Best I think, acting and cinematography and writing wise. And well, did get a limited theatrical release before being released on Netflix, which I hate. I think Netflix should release their movies wide like every other movie studio does, instead of just doing limited releases for Oscar bait purposes. But the first movie was released in theaters, but after they sold the series rights to Netflix, they only did like limited releases and then went directly to streaming with Glass Onion and with this one, which I think they never should have sold it to the Netflix. I'm pretty sure both those sequels have been box office hits, and this would have been one of the highest grossing movies this year, and Glass Onion would have been one of the highest grossing movies in like either 21 or 22 when it was released. Yep, this is a very good threequel, and as I said earlier, if they don't make any more Knives Out movies, I will be satisfied because this was a good conclusion to a good trilogy. And how they end it, the way they reveal how the murderer is revealed. I mean, it's very funny. Like Daniel Craig is like at the pulpit, like, delivering the sermon about how he how he deduced who the killer was, and before pointing them out, and the identity of the killer is something you wouldn't expect, and the motives are something you wouldn't expect. Well, the thing with the jewel would be one of them that you wouldn't expect, and the ending scene about what happens to the jewel, it's very funny. Yeah, this is good. I give it 8 stars on IMDb and a thumbs up on here. All right, that's my review. If you like it, please hit the like button. Subscribe for more great content. Thank you, and God bless you.